Wow, you need an award. You need a medal. I give it to you for being the shittiest. To anyone else with those issues, I will make sure I bury you down 6 feet under.
She'll always play victim because she has depression and all these things, but
I'm going to uninvite her.
I would also invite Vera. You don't know how she's going to behave.
can you imagine if I bring ratchety women like Vera?
I can't believe I like you.
I love you. What are you talking about?
Really feeling you, Minnie.
I always wanted to be on your magazine, and now I'm on your wedding magazine even when I'm divorced.
I want a thin thong, one that just goes in.
But this is like, I'm a virgin. Please don't fuck me.
But it will be nice to see Sonal's face when she sees the punda.
I feel disrespected.
I've given up important things to do, to be there for you.
It's very, very, like uncouth.
Left. There's a donkey. Have you brought the donkey for me? Am I about to lose my shit?
Yes, still, personally, I don't understand what Sonal is doing here. This bitch has talked shit about you. What are you doing here?
Housewives of Nairobi is giving, like, it is giving me what I want to see when it comes to housewives. Like, can you all in Kenya actually stand up and give yourselves an applause? Because I am enjoying Housewives of Kenya from every second, from the beginning till the end. God, I'm enjoying this particular franchise of Housewives of Nairobi. When I was telling you guys 3 weeks ago thereabouts that the problem Susan and Minnie actually having is the problem of supremacy, who gets to take the crown of the supreme queen. I told you guys that this is what is going on between the two of them, and it has been confirmed. Can you now see that when I say something, that is what it is?
I like strong women. You're fiery. You can take me on.
She might not like me, everything I am, but I must say she is a worthy opponent.
Well, we're going to talk about that later on in this video. Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. How you doing? Hope you're doing great and hope you're staying safe. Remember to subscribe, hit the bell button so you get notified whenever I make a post. Now let's dive into today's visit. Super excited. Now let's dive into the video for today. So this week's episode opened up with Lisa actually inviting some of the housewives to her home to see or to have a meeting with Pam Watts. So Pam Watts basically is like a religious leader, a religious teacher. So basically it's, I don't know, it's let's just leave it, it's something religious. So she invited Dr. Catherine and also invited Sonal. So Dr. Catherine actually came in first and had that whole talk or that whole conversation with the Pam Watts or the religious leader. Then when they were almost done with that whole conversation, more like spiritual cleansing, or this Pam Watts actually trying to introduce or tell her what her future holds basically. Then after that whole conversation, we now see Sonal coming in. So when Sonal came in, Sonal actually broke down in tears because see, Vera, I'll keep saying it. Like, there's nothing you people will tell me that will justify Vera's actions. But we're going to talk about Vera's actions later on. We talked about it last week, but we're still going to talk about it this week because it's important to talk about it again. So we now see Sonal coming in, and then she broke down in tears that she doesn't know why Vera will actually go that route in calling her names and in saying so many negative things about her, knowing fully well her situation on ground.
You come to anyone else with those issues, I will make sure I bury you down 6 feet under. So
from what transpired today, or from what was shown today, Sonal is actually going through a lot. She even has a psychiatric doctor, something of that nature. So Sonal is actually going through that, and Vera actually knows that she's actually going through mental issues. And then Vera still had the effrontery to call her such names. We'll talk about that. See, I'm still going to come for Vera. Like, I will drag Vera with everything I have, because her actions, no way. I'm not going to tolerate it from her, from anybody, not even from you, my followers and my subscribers. Now let's go. So Sonal came in, broke down in tears. The housewives, in persons of Lisa and Dr. Catherine, actually consoled her, told her to come in. Then she had her own session with the Pam Watts. Then later on, after the whole spiritual what they were doing, then it was now left with Lisa, we now left with Dr. Catherine and then Sonal. So they were just having a conversation about what transpired that the previous day. And then Dr. Catherine, see, I love Dr. Catherine. Like, Dr. Catherine is matured. This is what you talk about maturity. She's very, very mature. She now says, okay, that because of what transpired, she has to actually uninvite what's her name again, Vera, for her lingerie shopping. Remember from last week, she had told the ladies that she's actually inviting the ladies for a lingerie shopping. I think one of her friends actually opened the shop, and so basically they're actually going lingerie shopping. And the owner of this shop, so this lingerie shop is like a private lingerie shopping, because the whole shop has been shut down just so that these ladies can actually come and actually shop. So in Dr. C's, I'm going to be calling her Dr. C now. So in Dr. C's confessional, she said she cannot be taking people that are not okay to go and shop with her. Like, what is the kind of reputation she believe into for this?
So I wanted to put off tomorrow's event. Not everyone can walk off the street and tell a shop to close the doors for them. They are closing it for me, for what I command in the market. Now, can you imagine if I bring ratchety women like Vera?
Oh, that was diplomacy.
Which I completely agree with her. So she had to use diplomacy in actually calling Vera and telling Vera that, oh, based on what happened yesterday, I think we should actually cancel the lingerie event that or the lingerie shopping that I had told you girls about. So what she actually meant is that you're not invited, but she used diplomacy to actually follow it. And Vera is like, okay, that's fine. During her confessional, she was like, well, in her current position, that's Vera, in her current position, there is no way she would have actually gone for the shopping.
I don't like wearing lingerie when I'm pregnant. I don't feel too sick. So I wouldn't even have gone. I'm sorry.
So the next scene we are seeing is Vera actually having a conversation. She was actually trying to prepare meal for her husband or for her family. Then she was actually having a conversation with her husband, and then that conversation had to do with what had happened previously. So Vera was saying, oh, that she doesn't understand why Sonal will do certain things, that yes, she's going through depression, and Sonal is actually trying to use depression to do certain things against her. I knew that there was more to what was going on between Sonal and Vera, because from what transpired last week, even if Vera was to actually transfer her aggression to anybody, it should be Susan, not Sonal, because it was Susan that actually made mention of the champagnes being sold during her baby shower, not Sonal. So why are you not blaming Sonal? But so from today, from what Vera is saying that, oh, Sonal has been coming after her, Sonal has been belittling her, Sonal has been asking her why is she using bleaching cream.
She'll always play victim because she has depression and all these things, but people won't see the fact that she's poking me and making me react.
I'm not trying to justify that action of Vera, but I just knew there was more to it than meets the eye, and that explains it. I don't know what might have transpired behind the scene. No matter what has transpired behind the scene, it is really unfair for her to have actually called Sonal such names. It is really unfair to actually trying to bring Sonal down, knowing very well that she's actually going through depression. You've been her friend for 7 good years, 7 solid years, so you should know your friend, you should know the battle she has been going through, and know the kind of things that you should say to her. So I wasn't really impressed by her trying to justify her actions. That is Vera trying to justify her actions by telling her husband that, oh, Sonal has been belittling me, has been saying certain things, she uses depression to cover up. Even if she was doing that, there are better ways to have handled things, not to call her certain things, because one, you're not even sure of tomorrow, so why are you now saying certain things about her? I feel that was really unfair and uncalled for. I still stand by my words till date. There is no reason to justify Vera's action, none at all, no matter what has transpired behind the scenes that they did not show us. So the next thing we see is Sonal actually calling her doctor or her psychiatrist to actually tell her what had transpired. She just said she needed that safe space to talk to someone. So apparently her psychiatrist is the person that is her safe space. So she called her psychiatrist, spoke to her, told her what transpired, and I think after that she kind of healed a little, but it's not something that you just heal like that. Then the next thing we are seeing is Susan finally invites Minnie for a lunch date. See, when I saw this I was like, this is what I've been waiting for. Like, I've been waiting for this all the long. So they had lunch, they came together, they spoke, they apologized to themselves, and now goes back to what I said 3 weeks ago when I said between Susan and Minnie, because I can like I've watched this episode or this particular season of Housewives of Nairobi in and out. I have not really seen anything that warrants the problem between Minnie and Susan. Like nothing. There is no direct problem two of them have. It's just that supremacy is their problem, and today it has been confirmed.
I like strong women. You're fiery. You can take me on.
She might not like be everything I am, but I must say she is a worthy opponent.
For all the things I say today, I apologize to you.
So Susan actually goes ahead to say, well, that Minnie is one person that she has seen is really a competitor to her. Like Minnie is someone that can actually stand her. In my head, I'm like, hey, this is it. I have been saying it all day long. Battle for supremacy. Like, I want to be the one that will be seen on this show. That is what has been doing the two of them, and it has been confirmed. Like, can you now give me my crown? Not I deserve the crown now. I said it, but people did not believe me. So both of them have actually settled, and I'm very happy they settled, because from what I've been seeing now, I love this friendship. I love this bond. I just pray that it gets to remain the same, because when Susan was actually introducing Minnie to the owner of the restaurant, she said, this is my very good friend for now. Hey, when she said that for now, in my head I'm like, that means tomorrow they might not be good friends again. So they had a conversation, apologized for their misbehaving, how they called themselves names. Even Susan even brought flowers for Minnie, white rose flowers for Minnie, and Minnie appreciated. They actually apologized to themselves, and I said, oh, they'll be together, they'll even do TikTok together, they'll teach themselves how to do certain things.
Minnie, I also apologize, Susan. I'm sorry if I had you.
And I Basha Flamingo.
I'm sorry I labeled you all that.
The thing is, I'm 40 now, and I'm a woman of my word.
It's a two-way traffic. If you're loyal to me, I'll be loyal to you. So let's see how this goes.
And I was very happy. See, I love when women support women. I am a sucker for women empowerment, like women's friendship, if that makes any sort of sense. I'm just a sucker for that. Like, why are we fighting each other? Like, it doesn't make any sort of sense. We can actually, the sky is big enough for everybody to fly, and we'll be comfortable. Like, we won't even come against anybody. Like, I will fly here, you fly there, and everybody will be fine. So while they're still having that conversation, while they're still trying to reconcile their whole problem, Minnie is just something. Minnie is a character. She now goes ahead to ask Susan, but wait, let me ask you, Susan, when I was having an encounter or misunderstanding with Sonal, you came for me, you were standing for Sonal. So why is it now that Sonal is having issues with Vera? You said nothing. And see, Susan is one matured person also. Like, Susan is a matured person as well. She said, well, I cannot separate this fight, because this is 7 years of friendship. So where do I start from? Like, really, where do you want to start from? In settling people that have been friends for 7 years? Rather, if you come, they'll actually put you there and then cause problem for yourself. Then we now see Dr. C inviting Susan and her daughter to her house to actually bake, more like it, to actually bake and trust Susan to always come over prepared. See, I don't mind going to Rick Susan's wardrobe, but just that I am fatter than Susan. Like, I don't mind. This girl or this woman, she dresses so well. I love her dresses, but sometimes she overdoes it. But notwithstanding, I love it. Susan, in case you come across this video, I love your dress sense 100%. So Susan came all dressed like she was going for a fashion show. Meanwhile, she was just coming to bake. So when they finished, they were still baking. The kids were actually having their conversation. So Susan and Dr. C went aside and were having a conversation. And then guess what? Dr. C actually said that she would like Susan to actually be on the cover of Catherine magazine. And Susan was very excited.
A special issue of Samantha's Bridal.
Okay, and?
Really? Yeah! I want something funky, different.
Yes, thank you.
I've always wanted to be on your magazine, and now I'm on your wedding magazine, even when I'm divorced.
Susan, in her confessional, she was like, she has always wanted to be on the cover, and to think that she's even divorced, and now she'll be on the cover. Really exciting. What an irony to life, you get. So she was trying to give Dr. Susan some hints that it mustn't be white, because the normal thing, tradition is always white. When it comes to wedding magazines, it has to be white. That can she just put a little bit touch left, right, center? And they had that conversation. So I can't even wait to see when that magazine will be out. Please, you in Kenya, if that magazine comes out, please, can you please tag me on Instagram. My Instagram name is ADAAMAKAR on Instagram, Adamaka, but I'll try and leave a link or so that people see it. So that was it, the conversation. I loved it. I love when women come together to support themselves. The day of the lingerie shopping, private shopping, is now here. The ladies have arrived. It was really fun to see the ladies shopping. Like, it was so fun. Like, they were very free within themselves. Like, there's no one holding beef or holding grudges against anybody. They were just free shopping. I enjoyed it.
A thin thong, one that just goes in. My husband will just go, ah!
You know what they say? Those people who are always talking about sex are the ones who are not having it.
So Minnie, on the other hand, said that she was not going to wear any of the lingerie because it's meant for her husband. But other ladies, we decided to, you know what, let's actually model this lingerie. So Minnie was actually the hype woman, like hype woman that did not dress in the lingerie. Is that what the hype woman? People should answer me. Is that what the hype woman? But I love the way she moderated. I love the way she hyped the women. The women came out looking fabulous, looking sexy. I love the way they embraced their bodies. Like, it was just a good sight to behold.
I'm not trying any luxury. That's for Mr. Njuguna. I'm the cheerleader here, ladies.
The sexy icon model from Kenya, the one and the only Susan Titanic.
Doing mwenyewe Lisa. No us, but she's hitting on us. Sonal.
After which, we now see Susan and Sonal going to have a tattoo. So from the tattoo shop, Susan actually had a tattoo based on what Sonal had recommended. So it's more like friendship forever, because that tattoo is based on Sonal's recommendation. So any day she gets to see that tattoo was actually on her leg. So any day she gets to see that tattoo, she always remembers Sonal. So I wonder what happens if they actually fall out of friendship. So that tattoo is actually supposed to be like build their bond, strengthen their bond. Meanwhile, Sonal, on the other hand, had a tattoo on her hand. The tattoo was based on, she said something based on, I can't remember her exact words, but I'm going to leave a clip of what she actually said.
And my tattoo is going to always tell me it is okay to feel not okay. I am getting a semicolon.
Then the next thing we're seeing is Minnie actually organizing a masseur for her and her husband, because she realizes that her husband has not really been himself. Because if you remember very well, I think from 2 episodes ago or 3 episodes ago, the husband had lost his dad. So because of that, it's actually weighing him down. Then they also talked about, Minnie was actually trying to bring how about having a second child at this point in time. So you know all those things that women do when they're trying to give you hints that, guys, it's time for baby number 2 or it's time for baby number 3. Can we start going? So that was what Minnie was just trying. She was just trying to give the husband hints. Even the husband kind of grabbed it, but I don't know that the husband is cool with that.
This is the only relationship that I have been able to be very open with my body.
Then after that, we now have the Swahili event. So the Swahili event is there, and this Swahili event there, I don't know why we Africans can never keep to time. So this Swahili event, it's supposed to start by 3 p.m. but we find out that almost all the housewives came very late for this event. So trust, this Swahili event is actually being organized by Vera. So as Vera organized it in her own house. So Dr. C came first and she was seated. Nobody actually welcomed her in. When she even came, she saw Donkey. Guess what? Vera is a very troublesome person. So she actually brought Donkey. In short, as you're entering the place, if you look to your left, you will see a donkey. Bear in mind that last week, she actually called Sonal a donkey. So why are you bringing a donkey here?
As I enter the gate, I'm seeing a donkey. I just really wanted to die laughing.
Jamani, mbona sikunda mmoja wawili? Hey, my God, these women, they're just too shady for life.
Like, why? You done brought 2 donkeys for that matter. Like, make it make sense. It's not that it's trouble you're trying to look for Vera. So Dr. C came in. Nobody actually welcomed her. She had to find her way through to where the venue was. She sat down there, and we now see Minnie coming in. Minnie too was actually shocked that there's actually a donkey there. Like, what exactly is a donkey doing here at this point in time, knowing the situation of things? So Minnie and Dr. C were having conversations. They were actually not happy that Vera had not even come down to welcome them, knowing fully well that this occasion is happening in your house. So you have no excuse to say, okay, you could not come. Like, it wasn't making any sort of sense.
One even seems to, nobody is there to meet you, nothing, nobody. Then I'm like, am I in the right place?
So while they were there, they now had to call Sonal. Like, Sonal, are you coming for this event? Bear in mind that Sonal and Vera had a serious fallout last week. So he called Sonal. Sonal was like, yes, that she's bigger than this. She has forgiven Vera and all of that. So, but she has actually lost her way, but she'll try and find her way. So when Sonal got to the venue, she now sees the donkey as well. So now is a very good person, no? Because if it is me, no way. Even the other housewife actually said it. Minnie said it, that if it is her, she would not even attend this event. Like, no way. After all Vera called her, like, there's no way she would have actually attended the event.
Just proud of me for even being here.
Yeah, I'm proud of you
Just
for being here, Sonal, and looking the part.
And if I didn't come, what would have you thought of me?
It would have been okay still.
Personally, I don't understand what Sonal is doing here. This bitch has talked shit about you. What are you doing here?
But Sonal actually did appear. She came for the event. She came and she enjoyed herself, even if she was not so comfortable, but she enjoyed herself. Then we now see Vera coming. I think Vera came in 4 hours late. As in, it was not just making any sort of sense. You're the host, you did not come to welcome people, you're now coming 4 hours late and all of that. That does not make any sort of sense. So the housewives enjoyed themselves. After a while, I think after like how many hours again, we now see Susan coming in. So apparently I think Susan had gone for a vacation, and then from the vacation she had to cut it short and come for this event. So the housewife actually said some things. They told them to say some things about the host, which is Vera. They said all they wanted to say, and then Susan said that she's happy that Sonal is here and all of that. Then later on we now see Minnie and Vera actually having a conversation.
I'm broke. When we're at the lingerie shopping, Sonal actually tells me that View said I'm broke.
How do you know I'm broke?
No, listen, first of all, the thing is, if Sonal was genuine, she would have told you immediately it happened.
So Minnie wanted to clarify something. When they went for lingerie shopping, Sonal was actually thanking Dr. C for not inviting Vera for the laundry shopping, private shopping. And then Sonal now said that you, like, she was talking to Minnie, so now Vera actually said you're broke. And then what's her name, Minnie now turned again and looked at Susan and now said, can you imagine someone that's calling me broke? She can't even afford to pay for her makeup. And she was now trying to ask Susan, is that not so? Susan kept quiet, like, nah. I don't know what you're talking about. So I don't know what exactly happened there. Like, I don't really know what happened there. So Minnie now calls Vera aside and said, oh, I heard that you said I'm broke. Like, can you please explain what you mean by that? Then we now see Vera and Minnie go to the table, and then Minnie now says, on that table Sonal is there. Minnie now goes ahead to say, oh, so now I just asked Vera now whether she said I was broke, and then that whole it was not in that context, it was in that context, it wasn't in that context. In my head I'm like, people should just rest, I beg. Like, people should just dead this matter, I beg. Let us have peace for once. So at the end of the day, the whole event did not end well. Like, there's no events will start in good pace before it does happen to end in another piece. Like, can we just, maybe if the event starts halfway, we'll just tell everybody just go home so that we'll have a peaceful event. Maybe that's what we'll start doing. So that was all that transpired in the Housewives of Nairobi. I really enjoyed this episode. Yes, there wasn't any really, there was no chaos. If you ask me, everybody, they were okay. They actually behaved themselves to a certain point, but I really enjoyed it. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Did you enjoy this review? Remember to subscribe, remember to hit the bell button so again if I make a post. I'll see you all in my next video, which is coming up tomorrow, Housewives of Abuja. Click the bell button so you get notified when I make that video. Bye.